Morning, guys. Today we're going to talk about hearing the sound of compression. And I've got a really cool song here that I recorded this week. And it's kind of a music track and vocals. And we're going to talk about why we need to compress stuff to make things fit into a mix much better. So here we go. First, we'll listen to the track.
She found somebody else she can run to for problems, but it's cool, it's okay. But who's for me to talk to when I'm on these drugs every day just to take this pain away? Guess you don't wanna stay no more. It's best if you don't stay no more. Cause I won't hurt your feelings if you try to talk to me. Lie and say I love you if you try to talk to me. I'ma break your heart if you try to talk to me. Tear your ass apart if you try to talk to me.
Alright. Cool song. Really, really cool. Soulful. Nice feel to it. We tracked this late last week, and we did a little bit of compression going in. But overall, really great performance and really good, really consistent. But to make that fit into a mix better, we need to compress a little bit. But first, let's talk about what compression actually sounds like. So just bring up a stock compressor here, a stock Digi compressor from Pro Tools. And let's listen to it without compression, which is what we just did. And then we're going to pop in the compression and then just see how it sounds from there.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had.
Alright, with compression.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had. And now you tell another man that.
The big thing the compression does is it turns down the loud parts, and that way it allows you to bring up the quiet parts. So we're just going to turn up the input on this compressor like way too much and just take a listen to hear how it sounds.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had. And now you tell another man that.
Alright, that's a ridiculous amount. It's way too much. You can hear it's bringing up the quiet parts and bringing down the loud parts. You can hear the breaths like louder, just as loud as the vocal, which is pretty unnatural. It's not exactly the sound you're going for.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so.
Yeah, way too much. So let's back that down a lot to still too much compression, what I would call too much, and then just hear how it sounds.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had. And now you tell another man that. Spend 2 weeks.
Still, the breaths are obnoxiously loud, so it's like we're pushing up the quiet stuff too much and bringing down the loud stuff too much. So back it off a little bit more.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had. And now you tell another man that. Spend 2 weeks, maybe less. It's been 2 weeks since you left.
That sounds pretty good. Now I'm not really paying attention to the meter there. I'm just listening to where the vocal sounds consistent.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had. And now you tell another man that. It's been 2 weeks, maybe less. It's been 2 weeks since you left.
That sounds decent. It's still a little too breathy. I don't like to compress that much with one compressor. I like to compress some with several compressors. So I want to back this one off just a little bit, and then we're going to add a limiter after this. A limiter is a little bit different than a compressor in a couple of ways, but the biggest two ways is officially a limiter is basically a compressor that with a high ratio, a ratio of 10 or more. A lot of times they're like 100 to 1 ratio, which the numbers don't actually matter. It just means a lot of compression. But I like the limiter because it's typically more simple than a compressor. It just shaves off the peaks more than brings up the level. Depends on the limiter, but Let's just listen here.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had, and now you tell another man that. It's been 2 weeks, maybe less. It's been 2 weeks since you left.
All right, it's not bad, not bad. Let's turn on this limiter. This is another just stock limiter from Pro Tools. And let's just see what this does.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had, and now you tell another man that. It's been 2 weeks, maybe less. It's been 2 weeks since you left, and now you tell another man that he is the best you ever had. I don't understand, I got so much I wanna say, but the person that I wanna talk to doesn't wanna talk to me.
Alright, that sounds really consistent. Let's see what it sounds when we limit it way too much.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had, and now you tell another man that. It's been 2 weeks, maybe less. It's been
Again, the breaths are too present. It's pushing the breaths out a little bit too much. Just doesn't sound good. So let's put that back roughly where it was.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had, and now you tell another man that. It's been 2 weeks, maybe less.
Another interesting thing is if you pay attention to the meter here on the vocal channel, vocal 2, we bypass the compressors and the limiters there, and watch the level of the meter.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had.
Alright, so it's fluctuating a lot. If I put the limiters and compressor back on there, see what it does.
I can't believe you do me like that. How you move on so fast. Said I was the best you ever had.
It's staying in a much smaller range, so the compressors are doing their job, and you can tell it just sounds more present, more in your face, and much more under control. And like I said in my last video, you can't really, it's difficult to mix a song before you put any compression on things, because the levels are all over the place, and mixing is all about balancing, and it's really difficult to balance anything if the levels are all over the place. So get your levels under control first, and you will have a lot easier time mixing. Alright, if you like this video, like, subscribe. If you have any ideas for future videos, email me at jason@allaudiorecording.com, and I'll put a link in the show notes, in the video description, I guess. And yeah, hope this helps.